you had said, why do I need to be the face of the league? Y'all have Victor Wembanyama, but we see a world versus USA format here. Why not have a world and USA face of the league?
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I ain't going against that.
All right, so two faces of the league.
Faces is cool with me.
And you're one of them?
If I get there.
Anthony Edwards playing coy right there. But this is a conversation that continues to come up, Vinny. How important is it for there to be a next face of the league in the NBA?
It is important. And Steve, I want to see where you sit with me on this one. Okay. I'm a little disappointed that today's players, that nobody that really fits the bill, that can fit the qualifications, has stepped forward and said, I want to be the guy. The reason Victor answered that question was because I asked. I was very curious at All-Star if he wanted to be a face of the league. And I thought the answer was good to say, hey, the people pick it, your game has to fit the criteria and everything else. But when we look at the money that the players are bringing in, the max contracts, that's been built off the backs of previous generations, of players who did things that they didn't always want to do, who marketed the league, who deposited into it. Now all these players are doing is withdrawing from that standpoint. Not from an everyday standpoint, not from what they dedicate themselves to the game, but just from recognizing that there's something bigger and greater here. And there's so much opportunity to me for today's players if you want to be the next Steph or LeBron in that face, and you can see how it benefits them. I understand, Steve, that a guy like Anthony Edwards doesn't want people in his business. I understand that Anthony Edwards is smart enough to realize, hey, I can keep y'all away just long enough that I can take advantage, but I don't have the responsibility of that. My thing is, I'm disappointed that not one player has stepped up to say, I want to take the mantle and continue this tradition of Magic and Larry and Michael and Doc and LeBron and Steph. Like, that's a rich tradition, and it's a lot of opportunity there.
Go ahead, Iman. I'll answer.
I think it was a ... answer for both of them. I think they both ran away from the only thing that me and Danny Green were talking about it earlier. If you don't win, that's the conversation. We're not finna sit here and say, oh, do you want to be the face? That's what Wemby was talking about. That's manufacturing it. Don't ask them, do they want to be the face? You want to go over there and take Shea's trophy? Go take it. That's how you become the face of the NBA. Mike didn't become the face of the NBA just because he looked cool and he got a bald head. He ran up on them dudes in gold and he took it. So if you want to be the face of the league, go, and he took it. So if you want to be the face of the league, go out here and take a championship when we sitting up here saying we don't know if you could go take one. You go take one, you get in the conversation. You come back the next year, you prove you can go back in there again, we start to conversate about you being part of this league, being one of the faces. That's where Steph started to turn the curve back when we were playing. You started to think this is Steph Curry's league. This might not be LeBron James's league, but it's because you have to hold up the crown. Can you hold up the crown multiple times? Can you make sure that everybody in the playoffs has to change how they play for you? Can you change the game? Then we'll say you're the face of the league. Until then, they're going to keep Jerry West on the logo, and they're going to keep talking about LeBron and all the rest of the guys before. Talk about a package of young guys. But until somebody goes out here and has multiple trophies multiple times, we don't want to hear face of the league.
Several points to bring up here, because I think both of you are right, but both of you are incomplete in what you said. To piggyback off of what just came out your mouth, Iman, when you bring up the logo, MJ should be the logo. It should have been changed years ago. Michael Jordan should be the logo, not Jerry West, God rest his soul, who was a great man, great player, great executive, but Michael Jordan should have been the logo. Number one. Number two, when we talk about the face of the league and just winning, Iman, you're not wrong, it's just not incomplete, because Shea ain't the face of the league, and Shea's the NBA champion.
Oh.
He's the reigning NBA champion. He's the reigning league MVP. He's the reigning NBA Finals MVP. And is universally respected and revered, and he is still not the face of the league. It is still LeBron, who ain't been to a championship round since 2020. It is still Steph Curry, who obviously is aging, but is still spectacular, the babyface assassin, because they're four-time champions, okay? We get that part. But there's a responsibility that comes with everything, and that is what we need to be having this conversation about. These brothers that are hesitant to be the face of the league, clearly all of them want to win. Why would you not want to be the face of the league? You know why? Because we live in a very invasive society who's incredibly cruel. And as you got these thumb thugs, that's what I call them, thumb thugs. You understand? They get on their phones or their laptops or their iPads and they want to act like they big and bad, talking smack and shit. Don't got no kind of resume, don't got no kind of resume, don't got no kind of credentials or whatsoever. All they want to do is talk about folks, but they ain't done anything, okay? So you have that very pervasive in our society. I'm here to tell you, you can't even blame them. Because when we live in a society where the median salary is anywhere from $65,000 to $75,000 a year, and you could have a subpar YouTube show that's gonna get you double that, if not more, then that's a way to make some money. You understand? And that's what a lot of people are thinking about. So even though they thumb thugs, the bottom line is there's a method to their madness in terms of generating revenue for themselves without having to go out in corporate America and answer to somebody working a 9 to 5. These are things that go on. Why is that relevant to the players? Because everybody got something to say. And nobody wants to put themselves in that bubble because they're thinking about what they have to sacrifice as opposed to what they can give. I got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people look at me and say, Stephen A., why would you do this? Why would you do that or whatever? Well, it's because I believe I can make a difference. So if I believe I can make a difference, my mentality is that here's where I'm coming from with it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna go all the way where you think I'm gonna go or where you want me to go. But the point is, I'm gonna position myself to make a difference. And whatever heat has to come my way in order for me to facilitate making that difference, I don't mind doing it because I'm thinking about the exponential amount of lives I can affect in a positive way, as opposed to what it's going to cost me. Because I'm not worried about how I'm living. My attitude is, I live a good life, but I live a relatively boring life. Keep searching. You ain't gonna find out but so much about me because it's but so much I'm doing.
Right.
If you are playing in your 20s, making buku dollars, you understand? Who knows what you're doing? Who knows how you living? When you walk away from the court and you don't want to invite people with this belief that they got a right to be invasive in your life. They don't want that, and I can't knock them for it. It's just that somewhere along the way, here's what's got to happen. You may not invite people into your personal life. I mean, the bottom line is, I ain't gonna mention names, but there's an inordinate amount of stars that you knew very little about off the court or off the field of play. They guarded their personal life, but you knew on the field or court of play, they were all in on winning. It wasn't enough. When they lost, they didn't walk off the court with a smile on their face. You didn't love Kobe just because he won. Because when he lost, you saw him crying. Yeah. You saw him sick to his stomach. Remember when they were supposed to three-peat and they lost to the Spurs and Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili? You saw Kobe and Shaq on the bench. Shaq looked despondent. Kobe had tears strolling down his face. You remember that. You see LeBron walking off the court for the last time in first go-round in Cleveland and pulling off his jersey. You saw the pain. You saw the pain. You see Michael Jordan, you heard the stories of him crying in his father's arms like, when we gonna win? Damn, how many opportunities, how many bites at this apple are we going to get? You see all of this. And along the way, they're sending a message. No matter how much you think you care, you don't come close to caring as much as we do about winning. That's how you become the face. You become it not just by winning, but by showing this palpable pain to attach to you when you lose. That's how people gravitate to you. You can't gravitate to somebody in today's game if you losing and you like, hey, I'm about to go to Cabo. I'm about to go to Miami. I mean, money's tight, money's in the bank, I'm good. See y'all next year. That don't get you the face of a sport. You don't have to let everybody into your personal life. But what you have to do is show, I'm going all out and I don't give a damn how much you care. You ain't nothing compared to how much I care, and I'm the one putting in that work. That is how you achieve being the face of a league.
See, and I feel like those are all valid points. Obviously, you want to be a winner, you want to be a competitor, but Vinny, I also feel like when you talk about the Steph Currys of the world, when you talk about the LeBrons of the world, there's impact off of the court. There's cultural impact. And I think that maybe a lot of the young players, they look at it as just on the court stuff, right? Like, I got to win a championship and things like that. However, how much do you think cultural impact and off the court stuff impact whether or not you are the face of the league? And it's not something that you could just, somebody crowns you the face of the league. That's something that you just come into. Like a LeBron James, he's had impact in culture and community. Steph Curry, same thing.